Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Samurai 8, Chapter 12. When we last left off, Atta had finally arrived to capture Hachimaru, who he's calling Hachikaku for some reason. We learned that he was taught by Daruma and is well aware of Hachimaru's dad, whose name we learned is Professor Furuta. Also, Furuta is is a samurai, I think. And he tries to, suck up Atta inside some machine in his chest and explodes, but they both survive that explosion, which is not very good. So we open with a color page, which is nice, as Atta twitches and reaches for I think that's the soul he picked out of Daruma, which is red in the color version. Enough! I didn't manage to bring him down. And Atta is now, floating in the air. If I have to, I will bring Hachikaku back in pieces, and his soul blade reforms. But Hayatarou, runs to protect Hachimaru, meow! And is thrown back into Anne. Hayatarou, Anne! And then Atta goes to, slash down, Hachimaru. And Furuta jumps in front of him and takes the slash. The assassin's blade cut their love short. Chapter 12, for whose sake, for what sake? Is this how Furuta dies? I don't know. The blood gets onto Hachimaru, and Furuta coughs up blood. Why won't you just die? And he swings the blade again. Stop! Meow! You bastard! And then the samurai's name I can never remember, the guy who showed up with Anne, kind of growls at Atta. But some things hit Atta? I'm not sure what they are. Oh, it's the samurai, who is turned with his key holder into, a machine gun that is shooting down Atta. Disappointing. I can't even slash properly with this stump of a body. How irritating! And he, points his hand towards the samurai, and the gun, his sword slams. There's a slam sound with the sword. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but it explodes, I think? Meanwhile, Daruma is thinking to himself, restoration at 50%. Movement will be restored at 60% restoration. Shit, not yet? It's come to that after all. So I guess Daruma's still beaten down from getting beat up by Atta last chapter. I have to sleep. Restoration will take significantly less time in sleep mode. I should reach 60% in 2 to 3 minutes. Then I'll be able to move. Please hold on until then, Hachimaru. And the samurai yells, Anne! Hachimaru, run! But Hachimaru was cradling Furuta's bleeding body. He sees the blood on his hands. And he looks down, frowning, and flashes back to his child self crying. Wah! Dad! Daddy, where are you? Why are you gone? Hooked up to the old life support machine, of course. And Furuta walks in. Oh, you woke up, little guy. And Hachimaru, rubs his tear-stained eyes. Where did you go? Looky here, is there new medicine? I took a bit of a trip to get it. Your allergy should clear up too now. I thought you weren't coming for so long. I thought, what do I do? I was so afraid, and then I just started, ah! Don't be silly, I'd never leave you. You're my son. We will always be together until Furuta dies at the end of this chapter. Always? We need to fix those allergies of yours. But first, we really need to work on your crybaby tendencies. I need to be able to go out without worrying to death. Crying is fixed with medicine? No. Crying, and Furuta thinks about it for a second. You fix crying by putting up a brave front. Front? Yep. I won't cry. I'm strong. I'm always laughing. Ha! And Hachimaru looks at him. And then you can go out without worrying, Dad? Yeah, Dad loves strong Hachimaru. Really? Gotcha. I'll give it a try. We see, a mirror of that same shot. There's really nice work there. I really like that image. On page 8, we have the right side of the present Hachimaru's face, and then the crying left side child. And then on page 11, which is where we're at right now, you have the crying, or the grinning right side child face, and then the current left side face. Hoping this comes out as right and left properly when on the video, but you know what I mean. I'll give it a try. See, you're laughing already. Great job. I decided to start right away. And Furuta is still breathing. Hachimaru! Anne would, run up to him. How is he? And Atta, floats closer to them. Anne, sorry for being such a show-off, and for lying. And he stands up, moves towards Atta. Stay with Dad, please. You decided to start biting for real, pup? Let's see it. And Anne rips part of her, I don't know what she's ripping, some kind of cloth, probably to bandage up the wounds. Hachimaru walked by Daruma, and flashes back to Daruma's words. It's important to know for whose sake you're putting up a brave face. It is also important to know for what sake you do it. He's right. I might have a samurai's body, but I'm only thinking about myself. I'm doing this just to show off. And he puts his soul on the blade. I forgot why I started smiling. Dad, I'm sorry about everything. And his soul blade emerges, still kind of wobbly a little bit. So that's it? You can't even bluff that well without invoking the war god's name. It was such a good moment to show... Oh no, hold on. I missed a line. Well, here I am. I'll protect these people. So that's it? You can't even bluff that well without invoking the war god's name. It was such a good moment to show off, no? Who cares about that anymore? And Hachimaru, dashes towards Atta. Hachimaru, you... we have some more flashbacks. Dad, I don't want any more IVs. I hate when it hurts. And I hate staying here alone even more than hurting. And Atta lets out, big slash that pushes back Hachimaru. Gah! Hachimaru! Meow meow! And Hayatara runs up to him. Furuta has another flashback of Hachimaru falling on his face. But Hachimaru in the present catches himself, and now gets a new shield with Hayataro, as Atta gets ready for another slash. Anne, shuts her eyes, and Furuta has another flashback to another woman shutting her eyes. I don't think that's Anne, because I don't know why Anne would have that. Or why Anne would be in his memories, I mean. I don't know. Anyway, Atta is now just, going ham on Hachimaru, tearing him up. His, left arm has fallen off. He's just a bloody mess. His, glasses are, broken in half. And I can't tell what he's looking at, besides just Atta, maybe. I'm not sure, but that shot of Hachimaru, I can't quite tell what kind of state he's in, which is really my biggest problem with the series' art design so far. But he is in a bad state. There's a gigantic gash going down, one side of his face from, here all the way down to here. And Atta looks at him in shock. And Furuta flashes back some more. Onwards! I place first in the rankings! I'm a man who sees through 120th of a frame! Good for you, but it's a completely useless pastime. It's time for your IV, anyway. That's not a good dad thing to say. And Atta goes at him again, but Hayataro backs away and then ducks. He's began to give up. That seems kind of false, but I don't know. And Atta glares at him again, and Hachimaru looks at him shocked, and then turns around, I think, and sees Furuta, I imagine. Another flashback. Ow, I'm dying! Weren't you saying you wanted to go into Warrior Corps? You think they accept guys with trypanophobia? You're the one who needs protection. And now... So now Hachimaru is pushed back right in front of Furuta, as the blade goes through Hachimaru. Oh shit. And the blade is inches away from Anne's face. Gah. Do you know why samurai need to be strong? As opposed to flesh and blood warriors, samurai won't die if their blood is spilled. A samurai dies when they accept defeat. They die when the god of war forsakes the body he has gifted to them. However strong they might seem, they do not hold a strong courage within if they will die. That is why a samurai needs to be strong. And you don't possess courage. And Hachimaru can only let out, you're wrong. Oh no, that's Furuta talking. Hachimaru, you're a strong kid. And Hachimaru looks back at his father. Another flashback. And then you can go out without worrying, Dad. Right, Dad? Yeah, Dad loves strong Hachimaru. Foo. Really? Gotcha. And Hachimaru grins as his body's like cracking apart. Sorry for everything, kid. Dad, I'll give it a try. And Atta, like, eyes widened. Onwards! And his blade connects with Atta's neck. What a counterattack. Clash of roaring souls. Alright, so like I said last chapter, Atta has really reinvigorated this series that was kinda limp for the first hefty portion of its runtime. Like, ever since princesses were introduced, it was just kinda limp. Now it's getting a whole lot better. I do think Furuta's dead right now. If he's not dead, he'll die after the battle, however the battle turns out. Though I imagine at this point, Furuta will die, Hachimaru will push Atta back, but not fully defeat him. And that's kind of my map of how this fight is going to go. Atta will retreat for now, he'll come back later, Furuta will die. But anyway, the chapter does rely a little much on flashbacks. For my taste, I think there has to have been a better way to go about this. Like that first flashback was really good, but flashing back to like everything that's ever happened in Hachimaru's life, I think it was just a little much. Like there are some moments, this one on page, I think it's 15, where we see like Hachimaru fall, right in contrast with Hachimaru not falling in this fight with Atta. That was a good one. Most of them weren't that good. The fight itself, though, was great. Some good choreography. Still, the series art design makes exact details of what's going on a little iffy. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, it's a great fight that I imagine we'll be wrapping up either next week or the week after with Furuta's death and Atta's retreat. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!